To the cloud. And we're off. Happy Friday, friends. I hope you're enjoying the hope of a long weekend after this. I think we should keep it short and sweet and get through whatever we need to. But yeah, let's go on Bobby time because he says he's got to go in half an hour. That sounds kind of awesome. So
Hey,
hi,
the meeting can stay out longer than that. It's just I have to drop in 30.
we're just we're just using it as an amazing excuse. If you don't mind, we don't mind. Awesome. All right, Sharon, notes in chat. If you would like to, if you wouldn't mind writing your name down, take a second to say how you're feeling, how you're doing. That's kind of a fun part of a way to kick this off, and then we'll cruise right through. How am I doing? I am mostly daydreaming about barbecue right now. I picked up a grill finally, just in time for this Memorial Day weekend. Might be raining, but I still got to read a couple books on how to smoke the perfect brisket because that is my goal by the end of the month, end of next month. Get a good brisket out.
Nice. What kind of
Yeah,
speaker did you get?
got this thing called a PK 360. Paul Zarkowski and Brian Gracely both weighed in on it and said it was rock solid. Crazy little spaceship of a thing. I'll send you a link. But
If you have smoking questions, talk to George.
George is into that too. Man,
Yeah, he's got a Traeger grill that he does quite a bit on.
I need to be better friends with him. I feel like him and I actually accidentally hung out this weekend on the Todoist Reddit thread. I answered one of his questions and and then he tweeted at me saying like that was really helpful. Thanks. I'm like, that's you. Very small world. Okay. This is clearly going to be a non sequitur meeting. Can I? All right. I do not seem to. I was going to share my screen and walk through stuff. I cannot seem to share just part of my screen because, again, Linux. If it'd be helpful, would Jonas, you want to drive, or shall we all just look at the notes?
Yeah, I think I can drive. Give me 1 sec.
Cool.
And I can't because I'm not co-host. So click, make me co-host.
Yeah.
Boom.
Boom.
So,
Cool.
yeah, got a bunch of attendees. So yeah, let's start with the big one, the Twitter API token.
Yep. So turns out that we've had it for a while.
Shh, that's a secret.
When they respond to you, they don't respond with the ticket number in the email. They just send you a welcome message, apparently. So when any of us were popping in there to search and trying to search by the ticket number, because contributors gets a bunch of email, it never actually came up.
So funny.
It's frustrating because like a lot of emails have, the Twitter link at the bottom. So if you try just searching for Twitter, it is essentially useless when trying to search your email.
That's just a cruel humor, but that's awesome that you got it. I added to the discussion sort of next steps if Chris Short's on, or if we just want to talk amongst ourselves on using the API key and connecting it to any sort of chat application or messaging application that's in development. So I think it's just like a very comforting checkbox that we have the ability when we're ready. Now the question is, what do we do with this superpower?
Do we though? I thought we were rejected.
No, we have the developer account for it.
Okay.
The only thing is that we technically haven't requested the API key yet, but like that's easy. Like it'll be immediate as soon as we actually get like we fill out a form, provide a URL, and then it's happy.
Okay, so I misunderstood. Bob, you're saying there's another step to get the final key?
To get the final key, yeah, but like it's essentially push button receive key once you have the information for it.
Right, yeah, the gatekeeping is at this phase, not at the
Yep,
key
yep.
distribution phase. Makes sense. Cool. Well, that's encouraging.
Okay, I'm a little confused. So we're not rejected? We don't need to
Cor-
send them something?
Correct. We are not rejected. We are in fact accepted. We
Okay.
are real Twitter developers now.
We
With
remove
it.
this from the notes then?
Yeah, I don't know why.
Wait,
I
how did
think
that get in there? But we were. Oh God, I like
keep
didn't
keep
even read
scrolling.
that. That's
This was forwarded over to community as well earlier this morning, so I'm very confused as to if we're
I
rejected or not.
No, we have it.
yeah.
Okay,
Who put that note in
we
there?
have the developer account.
Yes,
I
we have
put
it.
that. Hey, I did.
Okay.
Oh
Okay.
hey.
Hey,
Jeez.
Paris, welcome. Good morning.
Good morning. So everything's working with the Twitter, and that note was just a note, or what?
Class A trolling.
Yeah. I think they might be saying that it's open, but if we break a rule, we're going to get flagged and revoked. What was the use case that we brought to them?
I don't remember, but they sent us an email like April 4th with the actual like it was early April. I remember that one with the actual like welcome aboard. You can request like, here's the developer portal.
Okay. Well, I mean, this was sent a few days ago.
Okay.
Yeah, 2
Huh.
days ago.
Yeah, this was sent on May 20th.
Right.
Oh, I think the problem is we didn't put any use case, and we have to give them one now. I mean, I can talk to the person that pushed this through at Twitter. There's two people that pushed it through that I know. So I can go back to them and ask them if they can give us what a good use case looks like. I don't know, whatever y'all want to do here, but I'm nervous that we're going to get flagged and potentially banned. I mean, it was sent on the 20th, so can't be stale.
Right.
Okay.
I mean, a good use case is automated Kubernetes cat pictures, of course.
Sure. So yeah, I put that in there today. I forwarded it to the community account from the contributors account. So I don't know what the social team wants to do with this, if the social team wants to take the action to write the use case, or if the editor should. Either way, we need to take action today.
Sorry, I literally just jumped on the call. We need to take action today on what? My bad.
Hey, Chris,
Welcome. No
we
worries.
need you to write up a 4-page essay on why Twitter is amazing. Needed by 3 p.m. today.
Got it. I'll add it to my literally my pile of post-it notes in front of me.
No, we're talking about the Twitter API token. So
Yeah.
we're having some conflicting information here. Apparently, the developer access was granted, but now we got this 2 days ago, saying that we're rejected.
So
What?
yes. So here's the weird thing is like, I can share my screen real quick. Can you actually make me co-host, or let me share my screen quick?
Yeah.
No soup for you.
Oh, Chris is swinging around. This is fancy. You got a 360 table, or?
I think everything's on wheels.
Okay.
Everything is on wheels. So
That's cool.
application has been approved. And then what?
This came in on April 7th.
Okay.
After we
After we nudged them, or
no, because the original one was sent March 27th. So we got technically approved originally. here is what it looks like. The weird thing was, like, we didn't get anything in the ticket. We just got this email saying that our developer account application was approved.
Which account? Because remember, I did it for both accounts. Are you sure this is the right account?
It doesn't tell me which account.
Yeah, sign into your developer account to get started.
But I did log into the Kate's contributor's account and got access to the developer portal.
Okay.
Can you request an API key, like while we're doing other things, and just see if it works? And if it works, then
try it. Fuck it.
It actually is a little bit more information than that. I need to.
No, I know. You want me to dive in here and like actually?
Yeah.
Like actually do the request, or
that, like, there's other things that ask for like a URL in the request.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So in the past, I've literally just put my homepage for that, right? Because there's oftentimes no URL for me.
I wouldn't bother doing that part right now. What was the one tool like that has the explicit, like, that tells you the things that you're supposed to put in there, like that?
The Twitter Together tool?
Yeah.
Let me find it. Actually, I just looked at my Slack. You asked me about it the other day. Let's see.
Pasting your.
How do you check? How do you check the status? Hold on, because I just got a note from my friend at Twitter that said that the ticket was updated with more information on May 15th. So I'm guessing. I'm guessing that means that there's more information on the ticket somewhere.
I tried searching from the ticket number, and like those two were the only emails that came up.
There's more information in the ticket, but they can't tell us.
It's my friend. I don't think it's not like, you know, that.
Yeah. Oh, it's like there's more shit here kind of thing. Okay.
All right. So what do you think? It sounds like we're definitely stuck between a few different pieces of information. My thought is, like, why don't those with the credentials try to use it as if we were approved correctly? And worst case, we get locked out and then contact them again.
Okay. I mean, I have no problem doing that. That's fine by me. What do you think, Bob?
Bob or Paris, you have differing thoughts?
I don't care. I mean, if it gets locked down, it gets locked down, and we yell at Twitter.
Right.
I wanted to let y'all know in case it, like, you're in the middle of something and you're getting locked down. Cool. And you're like, what happened?
And I'm just like, let's get past any form of indecision or waiting on others and try it if we have the accounts.
Here is the information on that. So towards the bottom, it says, like, create an app. And there is the form information that we need to fill out.
That's actually what it says in the thing. Okay, cool.
Okay, cool.
We can do that.
And then supposedly, since we have a developer account, we should just get that pretty much immediately.
Yeah, it should be instant.
Great. And then is Chris or Caslin going to take point on that? Which one?
Let's see. Let me actually block time off the calendar for it. Let's see. Twitter developer account. I'll take action on it. Caslin, if you're here and you want to do it together, we can. No problem. Like, we can walk through it.
I do not see her on the call.
Yeah, I think she was either off or had another conference thing or something.
Google has the day off today.
Oh, well, there you go.
Well, I look forward to joining them soon, and others. So cool. Sounds like, Chris, you're on point next.
I will get it. I will
love it.
Beat it in the shape somehow, some way.
We will tweet, damn it. No one can stop us. There are far worse accounts out there. I'm sure we will be okay.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. Move on to the next topic. Cool. So I just wanted to check in on the notice that the URL changed and the previous notes were archived. That's just something, just an FYI for people. We're all linked up. Thanks for the PR to correct it in the repo, Bob. But if anyone has bookmarks, if you're on this and editing the page, you're already in the right spot. So well done. You passed the test.
I set the old one for view only, so no one should actually be able to update it.
Perfect. And last but not least, our issue template is approved. Yay! People can request our help using the same workflow that they've used for everything else.
Matt, can you hear me? I don't know. Okay.
What was that, Paish?
Yeah, what I was saying is there is a doc URL in my mail, and when I click on that, it doesn't let me edit. Was it changed as well? Or so I get a notification mail, right? 5 minutes before the meeting.
Right. Yeah, so that's a good point. Maybe the meeting agenda still has an inaccurate link.
I thought I updated it. Can double check it.
The updated invite has the correct link.
Okay.
I
You might need
checked
to
that
update your
before the
local
meeting.
invite.
Are you using Gmail or
Email.
Gmail or like Outlook or something like that?
No, it's Gmail.
Okay, that's weird. That should like the Google link should update pretty much instantaneously.
Yeah. I don't know about you. I had to clone a copy of it to my personal calendar. So that one won't be updated. I need to delete and redo that.
Maybe.
Yeah. The current permissions on it, so anyone on the SIG ContribEx mailing list should be getting edit access to it.
Oh, great. Okay. Keep going through. Jonas, if you wouldn't mind taking over screen sharing again. I've got a Linux disability today.
That's the best.
It's not quite letting me be as strategic as I'd like.
There we go.
That's the best way to phrase that. I have a Linux disability today. That happens to me at least once a week.
Yeah, it's a rough day, but I also like it. It's a problem. But anyway, so moving on to discussion. If we do round robin, if anything's happening, or we can switch over to a view of the Kanban board in GitHub projects. Either way.
So yeah,
go for it, Jonas.
Go ahead. No, it's your meeting.
No, I'll get it. It's ours. And you got the screen share, so take it.
Yeah, so the first item here is shadows. Need to figure this out. How long, role descriptions, and recruiting more folks. So look at the team resources. Sorry, messing that up. Paris is bootstrapping. Matt will take this over, so Matt will essentially need a shadow for the editorial as well. Tunde is taking a break. I also need someone to cover for internal comms and kind of get onboarded for that too. How does it look for everyone else?
Chris, have you been able to stay connected with
Paris, you're on
Kazan?
mute if you're trying to speak.
Sorry. What was the question?
Have you been able to connect with your shadow, Kazan?
Caslin? Yeah. We've
Okay,
been
great.
talking. Yeah.
Social's good. And storyteller is kind of more, how would you describe that, Paris?
More in and out. They don't need shadows or that kind of
Any
thing.
of them, aren't there? And they're like 8
I
of them
think
already?
I think Taylor should probably figure out how to staff the liaison role from the blog team and document that. So for instance, like if Taylor's like, hey, I'm not doing this thing anymore, which is fine. it happens to the best of us. Like what's next for that role? Like, should we just ask Bob because Bob's on the the official blog team, that kind of thing. So, so for us, it's more like, how are we going to get that liaison when we need it, or should we recruit it? Those are the questions that I would ask there.
Great. And last but not least is designers, which we're still actively trying to recruit. So will be a similar thing to storytellers.
So I'm in contact with a few designers from another community, not an open source community, but from my retro gaming community. And they are, I'm just wondering, is this what we need right now? YouTube thumbnails, logos, GIFs?
Yep. I mean, like the social team's going to need like an asset bank, probably with like clips, and then the YouTube stuff definitely needs like a refresher. There's like, they can also do like actions at the end of each meeting with like, join this SIG mailing list, like, show you more informational things, and then also help us like maybe even just get our shit together. Excuse my French, but
Okay.
I like French.
yeah.
Sorry, I had to say it.
So, I think it'd be nice to get, I don't see a lot of those kind of items in the backlog. Like maybe if there's like a bit of a backlog of them in the project, so that if you do pull a designer or two in Jonas, they don't be like, okay, so what do I do now?
Yeah, that's exactly what I need.
There's old issues that have scaled out that you can show them, that we can either revitalize or set new ones. Especially about the YouTube thumbnails. They're in there. There's probably like at least 3 issues about that. We just don't do enough with YouTube. Like that's the end of at the end of the day, like we've got this beautiful YouTube, but we just don't do enough with it, right? Like it's just not an informational, it's like a place where like people go to like watch SIG meetings and die. Like
we don't do enough recycling of that content. You're absolutely right.
We don't do any recycling of that content. Like there's just nothing there. And it's like, I feel like the designer would help us make it aesthetically pleasing enough for people to want to share it and to like want to do more things with it. So I think that designer role will actually increase a lot of areas that we want to share, but we don't necessarily because of like whatever reason. It's a reason here.
Yeah, we should share more LTS videos. That'll go well.
So for instance, like we work with freelance designers at my work, and if anytime we want them to do like header images for articles, for upcoming blog posts, we've got to kind of like list out 15 to 20 ideas of like scenes, because these people won't be Kubernetes experts. Like you kind of have to like list out like what are the aesthetics, or like, can you give me an example of what you're looking for? So maybe like with the thumbnails, I don't know if thumbnails are obvious. I don't know YouTube from a hole in the ground really. But I'm wondering, like, would it be helpful to list out a set of like kind of specific things we want to see?
Sure,
so it could be checked off.
Yeah.
I know at least one, this is, you ping the YouTube admins about this. But like all our like current, if you go to the Kubernetes like landing page for it, our top videos are all from like at least 3 years ago. So, and one of the most hits is from 5 years ago.
Wow.
So probably cycling out some of that content for some of our other things would be, at least improve sort of the landing page for it.
That when Kubernetes peaked 5 years ago?
Yeah.
Inappropriate.
All right. So for the designer, it would be again really useful if we can just link to So I can look at recruiting some of the people there, see if they're interested. They are pretty new to designing, and they just essentially want to get their name out there and get to do things.
Oh, that's cool.
So yeah, if we can help them bolster their portfolio as well, would be nice.
That'd be awesome. Do you think you could like start just an umbrella template, or sorry, umbrella issue that says like, you need a designer, here are the areas of concern, but like you don't have to list out all the specifics because we don't totally know them yet.
I can do that. Put me on for the action item there.
Okay.
For other roles, are we good? I need to look at someone who wants to run internal comms with me.
Yeah, and I'll take the action on editorial. Like there are a lot of people I know who are great marketers who are very intimidated by Kubernetes in general and would love the opportunity to grow by participating. So I think I need to
I can teach them. I can teach them all.
Okay, Chris.
I can teach them all.
That was like very reassuring and like community hug style and creepy as hell at the same time.
Yes.
It's perfect. What a great aesthetic. But yeah, so anyway, I can make a call to action to get people involved, and just a shout out to all the leads. Like if you could flesh out the handbook, there's a lot of to-dos and question marks in the current ones. Take a step towards filling those out might be helpful when recruiting people.
We also put down an action item to update the this README because it's the links are broken.
Yeah, how'd that get so stale? That snuck up on us. We kind of need adding a follow-up items at the bottom. So what was the URL on that broken?
It's the marketing team.
Okay, marketing team page has broken links. That looks like a fun layup I can do after this.
Anything else with shadows before we move on? Right. Chris is looking at his other computer, so I guess Chris is fine.
I'm good on shadows. Thank you. Sorry, I'm triple tasking.
What did people think about like the length and the duration of a shadow and like the duration of a lead?
I think 6 months. I think should be good.
I mean,
and then we can switch out if need be. But I think for someone that signs on to it, they should plan for 6 months.
Right. Like I would say minimum 6 months, if not more. Like leave it open-ended, but have that 6 month number out there.
Should we do a 12-month cliff? Meaning,
I mean, what does that
as
mean?
a lead, if you've been a lead for 12 months, then
You got to swap
you got to switch.
I'm a fan of that. I was even thinking at the 6 months that people need to rotate, so we don't get too used to one person just doing one role forever. But 12-month cliff sounds like a good default. You've done so much more in Kubernetes, so follow your lead there.
I think that from my sense, 6 months sounds actually really great because you are getting that, you are getting the people coming in and like onboarding, but then it's going to get to be too much. And then you're going to have like half of the team onboarding, half the team not. So I feel like a better situation would be with the intent of 6 months, but if there's no shadow there, or there's a shadow onboarded at 8 months, whatever it is, then you have that 12-month cliff to say, okay, well, it's not some huge rush to get a shadow right now. I have another 6 months cliff. Just, I guess maybe that's something like that like the editorial role can manage as far as like resources and head count, quote, I say head count, I don't know. All of that's obviously in the air and can be discussed. But I think that at least the 12 month is going to give you some padding from like if you are at a state in the 6 months where your shadow decides, hey, I don't want to do this anymore, which is definitely, happens in the release team and things like that. So that will like at least, like I said, give you that cliff where you're not going to be looking for a lead at the end of 6 months.
Right.
I like that. All right, that's something that we can add to the main page here as well.
Yeah. I'll add that as a note.
Awesome. All right, next up we have Twitter. We already talked about that. I'm assuming these are the notes from the discussion earlier. Yeah.
No, not the things to tweet.
Okay, then go ahead.
I think that from the social team, this is probably your next PR. And it's a sort of, I don't know what folks in internal marketing departments call this, but I titled this things to tweet. And that I'm just saying like this, yeah, this would be a, right? Just like, let's just go legit here. And this is just like an example thing of what I thought would look nice, right? It's sort of like a checklist / schedule for people doing social that like weekly on Sundays, we send a tweet out that says this week in upstream community group meetings with a link to the calendar, you know, and as they come in, scheduled launches every Wednesday, like every Thursday, every Friday, whatever that looks like, you know, and then event support. So then the social team can have something to work with as far as like what the automation will look like for a lot of the inputs and outputs. And then also until we get there from an automated perspective, what does this look like manually? It's like a checklist. So that's what I'm thinking about with this. And Chris, obviously need your feedback. And obviously
No, I 100% love this. I
Okay.
100% want to try to automate whatever is possible, or at least templatize whatever is possible.
Of course. Yes.
And then like, this is what I need for everything in my life right now, right? Like, this is the shit you should tweet when, right? Like, this is the story of my life. So thank you for doing this.
All right. Yeah. No. All right. So that's really it for that discussion. And I think the open-ended question here for everybody on the call is, what do we tweet? So you see here, you know, you see these examples to kind of feed the seeds. But like Jonas, like, is there other things that we're missing on here from your side? Is anything else that, and then Bob obviously is the chair of ContribEx, like what else are we missing? So that's kind of the only really open-ended question here is, what else are we missing? Like anything major. Obviously, as things come in, you know, you're going to be able to change and iterate and add. Obviously, that's the name of this game. But is there anything else glaring right now?
I gotta say, I love the Wednesday thing here. Tweet a bunch of good first issue labels. I think that's a fantastic idea. I love it.
Like, new contributor Wednesday, tweet a bunch of good first issue labels. Like, there's no curation required there, right? Like, we could literally just pick like the top 5, you know, right? Like the oldest needs help or whatever. Like, we might want to dial that in so we can automate it a little bit. But I think it's a great idea.
Mm-hmm. I love it. Looking here, emails, shout outs definitely. Requests from issue templates, of course. Blog posts, and yeah, events. So one thing that came up this week, for events. So the community meeting, of course, that is being handled by the lead for the community meeting, sending out messages to KDev and sending out messages to Slack. But I think we should be the ones picking that up for Twitter as well. So sending something out for the community meeting from Twitter.
That sounds great.
But other than that, everything is handled by the lead, and I don't see a reason to disturb that workflow right now.
Agreed. Yeah, it's a dialed in workflow, and that's kind of its own modular activity when somebody leads the community meeting. So
yeah,
leave that be.
I think this is a great start.
100%.
All right. And Chris, to PR that in someplace was the takeaway?
Yeah. It's so I think like for things like this, do we want like a separate, I don't know, like holding doc, or like where do we put this in the repo is what I'm kind of wondering, right? Like, do we just call it like a templates directory and say, hey, here's tweet templates, here's, YouTube templates, whatever, right? Like, I don't know. How do you want to structure that? Also, I like how Jonas just walked into the T-Rex's mouth.
So the social media guidelines are pretty short and sweet. Like,
So just add it there.
I see no reason to
Okay.
make a different structure just so it's all in one place. And I could see, checklist at the bottom.
Cool. Sounds good to me.
Rocket. Good deal.
All right. Next item, APAC.
APAC. What's happening?
Yeah. So we had a meeting yesterday, and I joined due to a conflict, but I did get the feedback from the team. And so basically, the thing is, we now want to try out a combination of written question and answers and optional, video meet our contributors kind of a thing, right? So the idea is we would get contributors to fill up a form, and then we would request them if they can come on video, region-specific video, right? I mean, if there's a contributor from India, the people are going to be from India. If they're from Indonesia, the people are, we are going to uh, market it in respective countries' dev channels. And once that happens, we are going to take feedback from both the things, videos and the form, and then we are going to input that as a blog. So that's the plan for now.
Congrats on the good next step. Thanks for doing that. All right,
Is there anything you need from the rest of the team here?
Yes, so we have, we have a good repository of questions now, almost 50, but we are just trying to shorten it down. Once that's ready, I can throw it out here for review. I mean, if you guys want to add something or, modify it in any way, and then we can take a final call in that.
Yeah, that'd be fantastic. I think an interviewing guide or default questions will make a great document. I know Caslin opened an issue related to getting that documented, so jump right in on that. It's not specifically anyone's. I think you're doing a lot of the work on it, so it'd be great to get it.
Yep.
Cool.
Nice. Next up, Rajula, you want to talk about the bot?
Yeah, so like Bob suggested, I've raised an issue, so there are no comments or feedback on it yet. So I'm just waiting on that. Meanwhile, I'm trying to see if I can change everything into Golang. So which will be, I've seen a couple of differences with the Slack infra. So I can match the bot with the Slack infra by forking it. So meanwhile, I'm working on that.
Did you hear back that you'd have to write it in Golang, or do you just want to do that for fun?
No, I've seen the way the other bots are written in. So I think they can't add a one. So I'm trying to see if I can make it similar to the other ones.
Cool. Yeah. So yeah, I'll just say out loud again, it doesn't seem to be an obligation yet, but if it is a curiosity on how to convert Python to Go, like for the bot, like you're more than welcome to.
It's not just the language. So the library, the KH Slack bots are using is it's a library. It's a customized library. So the one I was using was a different one. So I'll try to change it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I hear you.
Sounds great. Do you need anything else from us?
Nothing else, thanks.
All right. Then what's next? What's next, Matt?
This looks like a Paris edition.
It is. Hello, sorry y'all, I had an internet blip earlier. This is just a what's next to get Paris off of bootstrapping and Matt into the official role here. One of the last things that I wanted to happen was obviously an introduction to the 5,000 plus people that subscribe to KDev, so our contributors. So that would just be a link with the blog post that we wrote about, hey, this is us a few weeks ago. Here's our new Twitter handle, follow us. Here's the issue template, fill it out. And then like some little bits about why, keeping it like so short and sweet, which is not my usual email, but just a super brief email kind of thing. And that's really it. I feel like y'all are on your way and I'm almost done. So yeah, I think that's really it, is just getting more people in the know at this point and almost marketing yourselves. So in a meta way, it's a, hey, we're here. Hey, you guys, in that Goonies sense. Hey, you guys. Anyway, so yeah.
So like we need to market the marketing team.
Yes, exactly.
How,
so,
like
Through internal comms or something?
Yeah, like there's
only we had
there's a
the
lot of
channels.
danger there in doing that, right? Like I feel landmines ahead.
well, now the gates are starting to open, and now people are going to be reaching out to you. So that's, make sure that you've got the right inputs and outputs, and this is where you're going to stress test your processes and start to make tweaks and changes. So I'm excited.
You.
Yeah, sounds great. The send from community or contributors, I don't think we can send from community. I tried that out with George and Bob the other week. We can send from contributors though, so we can do that.
Let's fix the community ad issue. Was it a permission issue or was it another issue?
It's not I don't really remember, but it was like community ad wasn't set up for sending.
I send out of there all the time.
Really? All right.
Yeah.
Then all right. Let's see if we can get that fixed.
Yeah, for sure. Let's do it.
Right.
It looks like you're posting. Like the thing is, it looks like you're posting a forum post, but you're actually sending an email, because the way the permissions are set up is people can't read the forum and they can't see it. But when you send the forum, like when you send it looks like I said, when you send it looks like a Google group, right? So when you send it and it says to, you just put KDev and it'll actually send to them as well. So it's a little weird and tricky and hacky, but I'll work with you on it.
I'm gonna try this out immediately here, because yeah, there was something and it looked a little weird. So yeah, I think you might be right there. You're most likely right. Let me see. Yeah, so this is, let me share. So this is what I see.
And I did put you in as a kind of a weird permission, and Aaron actually even commented to me in a DM that, hey, if there's something weird that doesn't let them send messages, then to ping me. Mm-hmm. So that's why I might ping Aaron as well and see if it might be in the fact that you're not listed as an owner but only a manager.
Yeah.
So we can see on that. Okay, go ahead. Yep. And then you would do post on behalf of. Actually, no, don't do that one. Post on me. Yeah. Jonas. Yeah.
Yeah. But then how would I send to KDev as community ad?
Yeah, there usually is a to here. Do the type of post.
make an announcement?
No, there usually is a thing here. Yeah, so I think it has to do with your perms.
Yeah. Okay.
Because I see something different.
All right. All right.
So
Let's
yeah,
see
let
if we
me
can get that.
work with Aaron. Yeah, let me work with Aaron on this because they did do something. He said that they did do something new. So
Okay.
I'll check with him.
Okay.
Thank you.
So we'll make sure that we will try to send from community ad then. Right.
Cool. It sounds like you're in the best position to get your permissions updated and doing that. And if we
Then
can find out.
I'll send it out because this is internal comms. This is my
It's
jam.
comms.
Yeah, you
he's
can
very
write it up, and then I'll make sure to send it out.
I dig it.
Awesome.
What? Well, there are some new items on the Trello board. Last I checked. Sorry, Trello. Wow, different brain. GitHub. I know where I am.
You want to go to the project board or the editorial board?
Yeah, I think project board would be good to walk through.
All right.
Editorial. Projects, big picture. Editorials, just articles. So I spent a little time in here this morning just moving stuff that we've talked about and are getting going on into in progress. So yes, we have SIG profilers, Umbrella, but the Umbrella community Twitter or contributor Twitter account Bootstrap, like Chris is very much doing that. It'd be good to get an update in there on where we're at. Similar to the social media platform requests. And what else? And the bot, like since Rajula's well on his way on the bot, I thought it'd make sense to move that forward in here.
You want to go through everything here, or?
No, I just wanted to call out things in progress to see if there's anything further to do. I think Chris dropped, so no more to add on social right now. And Taylor's not here, so I was going to ask about the featured post for alphas, but I'll hold on that. Anything that hits home for you, Jonas?
Yeah, just this essentially. We talked about that earlier in the meeting, so we'll just do the tweets. So I think we can. I can follow up and say, hey, we're just doing the tweets for community meetings. The rest is up to the lead, right?
Yeah, let's do a little tidying of the board. Sounds good. And if we want to take a peek at editorial,
yep.
When you can do that now if you want.
No. I'll do it later. So we got the editorial here.
Yeah, and to the best of my knowledge, the only thing in review right now is the one by the one on infra.
Take Windows.
There are a few more. There's some more edits to do still. Corinne has been real busy with personal stuff and completely understand. So I added comments. It's still waiting on them to work through the next edit. Caslin has a couple articles in progress. She was going to move those forward and ask for a review when she's ready. And Sumadrala was also writing a couple, so noted those. He could not make it today. Moving into claimed ideas, there's a bunch more in here.
So we got
added by Jonas, so go for it.
Yeah, sorry, these are mine. So the Kubernetes office hours happened, of course, 2 days ago. So we can just switch this over to the next date for office hours. So I can look at the calendar later. And then for the next one, which is going to happen in about a month, we will have Twitter live. We'll have an announcement. So we will be able to do more announcements around this, which is nice as well. Season of docs. I checked this out. I don't think we're going to get an approved or declined until August.
Oh, okay.
However, there is another And I'm gonna chat with the docs team. There's another hackathon coming up, a docs hackathon coming up, run by Mattermost. They're
cool.
planning one, and they want to grab a few other projects. So I'll reach out to the docs team and see if they want to join in there too. Because that's going to be in August, I think, and the season of docs is not going to be until later, September, October. Yeah, this one, nothing has happened here yet with Caslin, and so we'll figure something out. And then I looked at the calendar. I don't think we have something major coming up next week.
No, I think there wasn't too much I noticed either.
But then, of course, the week after that, we have steering committee meeting and a few other things. So I'll add those to the claimed ideas there.
Sounds like a plan, man. Good. Well, I feel like we're still kind of at that state where we're refining the processes and documents that we have so that other people can show up and be like, this is a thing that I can participate in, while we're also getting used to our processes by writing articles and publishing things. So just want to say thank you to everybody, because it's been fun to get this off the ground, and it's been going really well. So hat tip to all of you, even the dinosaur behind Jonas, we're all contributing. And also, if you're on here and you don't have anything that you're working on yet and you'd like to get more involved, we can either talk after or DM or in the comms channel, all of the above, so that we can make sure you can get involved to the level that you are capable of in your week. And also, there's always more to do, as you are well aware, if you've contributed to Kubernetes. So thanks, y'all. Any other closing thoughts?
You're awesome.
You're awesome. And safe move, Paris. Good luck.
Not quite. It's in like 2 weeks or so, but
Oh, okay.
already having issues. So
Better to have them now than during.
yes, yeah. Moving in a pandemic, AMA. So AMA. All right, y'all are awesome. Thank you so much. I appreciate every
cool.
one of you. I do, truly.
On that,
I think
ending
great.
the recording.